Day 3 of Mosconi Cup. We're in here packed in tight like sardines. Me, Melina Mike, and Mike Panozzo. And we have with us Jeremy Jones, captain from Team USA. Hey, Jeremy.
How you doing?
Good. Obviously, not quite the result you were hoping for today, but not terrible either. You guys are in striking position come tomorrow. The big question mark, I think, at the beginning of the day when we saw the lineups was Earl playing 3 out of the first 4 matches. What was your thought process with that?
Well, he felt good about it. The team felt pretty good about it. I mean, I know it can be a question decision there, but we felt like, he gelled with Sky really well. Earl, when he sees a guy play like Sky's playing, it can bring him up. And we kind of just felt like he's going out in that singles. We kind of planned on winning that first doubles, to be honest with you. Let him go back, hit some balls. Then he can go out in the doubles, and then he's got singles right behind it. And just kind of felt like later in the day, it's different if he's playing that doubles with Shane where he gets to engage with Shane for couple hours later in the day, but later in the day overall, because he's going to have to play at least twice today. That was mandatory. Because what happened yesterday.
Started the day either way.
Yeah, and I talked to Tyler about it, and Tyler said, "Hey, listen, if I had a problem, I would have spoke up," which is great. He's genuine, and I understand to look at it, and I'm not saying it may have been something that's going to get questioned, but I think overall we put good lineups up, overall, and we just went with it.
He's been in striking position before throughout the event. Not able to go and finish. We saw a lot of that again today. He was up on Albin early. He had chances, in his doubles match with Sky as well. What do you think's causing that, and how draining is it for some of these guys to kind of try to keep his head above water, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been awesome with Earl, and that's going to continue. I mean, he's got to play a big match tomorrow sometime or another. To be fair, I think it's if you look at it, it was more fundamental things of what I see. When he starts to rear the cue up and starts swinging pre-strokes harder, he gets a little slappy at the ball. And, years ago, maybe, he was so in tune and, the talent he is that maybe that didn't affect him as much. But when nerves are high, you get a little quicker when things like that happen. And so for Earl, it was kind of like what I always preach. It was the extremes that got him. The real light ones, he kind of let up a little bit, little timid early in the tournament. And then some of the shots when he needed a little more stroke, maybe got a little bit more on the other extreme. So
do you think that him playing so many matches, he made a comment during that last singles match to Tyler that, he wasn't in shape to play this much or this much pressure. Did it just kind of wear on him over 3 matches?
Well, maybe. I mean, that's, hindsight, right. With Earl's pretty strong thing, so that, he's gonna, and it's not really an excuse. He believes that, he tries to label it, and sometimes we don't label it correctly, especially when we're the ones playing in the box. So, right. Felt like he was turning in early last night to get a good night's sleep because he didn't sleep much the night before. Ends up he hardly slept at all last night. But again, he was looking good in position just like yesterday, ahead in a couple matches, doubles and singles, and it's hard to explain sometimes, I guess.
Jeremy, we specialize in hindsight on this show. We're very good at it.
Well, yeah, so does the so does the public. Yeah, the public's pretty good at it as well.
But in all seriousness, you have to be pretty pleased with the way your team is playing overall. If you take a look at that Sky Shane match against Jason and Josh, I mean, what a match that was. Shane seems to be playing great, which sometimes in this event he struggles a little bit. Doesn't seem to be the case this year. He's playing really well.
No, he's played great. I thought he, ever since I just saw him hit some balls, which I think Shane, once he plays those events, he's not there to waste his time. So I think all those events leading up, not really having the time to get to the lake, I think kept him in stroke. And he's focused. He's changing a little bit, and he's realizing a bigger picture, not only for himself but for pool also. So I think he just doesn't feel as much pressure.
How important is that lineup for tomorrow?
It is. The lineup's always important. And, I preach you guys got to have a short memory, and I got to do the same as far as, a questionable maybe decision today. But, that's how sports is. Earl and them go out and win it. You can get some momentum going in that singles. which I wasn't trying to make it look like the greatest move ever. That's not what I'm here for, but I'm trying to get steady. And so, lineup's huge tomorrow, of course. The fans double starts it, and then a bunch of singles.
How tough is that though to start off with a fans doubles when they're 3 away and you have no control over it?
I mean, we had
Like, from a
control
coach
over the other
standpoint,
stuff. So I mean,
yeah, but I mean, from a coach standpoint, would you rather have had more control going into today? I mean, tomorrow?
The one thing I think Matchroom did a smart decision as far as not making it to where with the fans you could carry that same player into the doubles.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's as fair as it gets, and is smart for the viewers, and actually for the players to get more time at the table. So, and another thing why maybe Earl got a little more there today, time at the table. So,
it's a big difference. I mean, that last match of the day was kind of big, because going into the last day at 7-7, from a coach's standpoint, laying out the lineup is a lot different than going in trailing by 2, because now you've got to kind of most likely kind of front load a little bit some of your better players into the singles to be able to stay in the match. Is that kind of the way you're looking at tomorrow?
Well, the fans doubles coming in. I mean, that's as loaded as it gets, most likely for us. Of course, we don't know what that fan's choice is yet, but I mean, I think all 4 of us would, pretty good chance of Sky and Shane. So that's
5-0, Josh and,
right.
And
but then when you get into singles is what I'm talking about.
No, I get it. I get it.
Is really, you need to get points out of some of these other players. I mean, you can't. We've talked about it before. Sky and Shane can't get you to 11. So how do you try to structure it so that you get some decent matchups for the other 3 players?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's the one day we'll think about a lot more of their lineups, of course. Right. So that has a lot to do with it. Tyler's ready for anybody. He already told me it, and he's playing great. So, I mean, the Shane Shaw thing really hasn't been much of a locker room discussion overall. You know what I mean? I mean, so. I mean, we probably got to come out with some barrels at the beginning, but like I said, we got the best 2 to start without really having to, jerk the lineup around too much, right? So
they're only a freebie with your best 2 players.
Yeah, we're one match off of 50-50, and this is hardly the place to panic. Yeah. Heat is all of what it's about. Like the last match, I think the heat was on Jason from the one before, but he broke so well.
He broke like a monster,
and then
they were perfect.
Laying really nice, but now give credit to Jason, of course. He went ahead and got out. But after struggles in that doubles right beforehand, the 6 ball that Oscar missed was big. But, I mean, Oscar's playing well. He just didn't get any opportunities after that, really. So.
Jeremy, I know you have other commitments, so we're going to let you go. But before we do, you going to win this thing?
Hell yeah, we're going to win this thing.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. The home crowd's been amazing. I'm sure y'all have been amazing. I haven't really heard y'all's voices too much besides the media room, but
the biggest Jason troller over here.
Okay, good. I know I got some shirts one time from Mike. But anyways, hell yeah, we're gonna win this thing, and we're gonna fight to the end. That's what it takes to win this thing. So
awesome.
I look forward to
Good luck.
big. Yeah, thank you. I look forward to a big day tomorrow, and let's swing at them.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys.